Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you everyone for taking this time out so that we can all be together and performing a yajna, which is great endeavor for the dravya. You have to have stuff to put together something like this. Then, of course, you have to have all the participants. And it's not so easy getting out of the orbit of one's life because we are in various orbits, and to take a few days away can be daunting. And after the yajna is over, it requires going back to where you were, re-entering your orbit, and putting all the stuff back. But what happens in the middle part, when we have a moment together, we hear one thing that might have lifted our hearts, makes it all worth it, because human life has a purpose, and it's to remember Krishna and to come closer to Krishna. And for that, and for our lives, and for the opportunity to do this, we have to thank His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to whom I offer my Pushpanjali and millions of obeisances, and to the entire disciplic succession, and to, very specifically on this day, Srila Vyasadeva. Srila Vyasadeva is mentioned in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devam Sarasatim Vyasam, Tato Jayam Udirayat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when speaking to Sanatana Goswami about his mission in life, his mission for the world, said, Maya Mugda Jivana Nahi Swata Krishna Gyan. Jivara Kripaya Koila Krishna Veda Puran. He mentions Srila Vyasadeva, and he said, if it's not for him, how would we break the trance of those who have been captured by the material energy? There is no way out, because it's not swata or automatic that anyone would come out. But Srila Vyasadeva has painstakingly compiled, curated the most important parts of the Vedic literatures and thoughtfully put them together, in the process of which he was, of course, chastised by his spiritual master, who said, be more direct. This preaching is getting a little too indirect. Anartha upasanam sakshat bhakti yoga madhuksaje lokasya janato vidmams chakre satvata samhitam. And therefore, as mentioned by Shukadev, he compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because people don't even know that they're in ignorance. They have no idea about the efficacy of Bhagavatam or the process of devotional service. Anartha upasanam sakshat bhakti yoga madhuksaje. Devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing else will do. Naishkarmyam apyachuta bhava varjitam nashobhate jnanam alam niranjanam. Says Narada, when he chastised Srila Vyasadeva, he said, you can talk about self-realization and peace of mind and so forth, and maybe people might be interested in that, but it won't really do much for them at all, because it's not very beautiful. He said you need achuta bhava. Naishkarmyam apyachuta bhava varjitam. Nashobhate means it doesn't move the heart, it's not beautiful, the aesthetics gone. Or as my friend in Vrindavan used to say, can't get no bhav. Can't get no bhav. And nobody can get any bhav. Nobody's getting any bhav anywhere in this world, from top to bottom. There's no bhav to be had. It's already been done and more. It's already been tried. if you think you got an original idea for some bhav in this world, just ask ChatGPT. It's already been done in 1851. It was already tried, been there. It says, say the others, civilizations have come and gone, they couldn't get no bhav. But Krishna wants everyone to have that emotional experience of loving him. And it's dormant within the soul, which is full of potential for loving Krishna. And I was experiencing this thing this morning when I walked in. I say, I know this person, I know that person, I know this person, I know that person. And my small scope of knowing people is small. But Krishna is unlimited. He knows everybody. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishami bhutani mam tu veda nikashti. Krishna says, basically, I know everything. I've heard other people say that. Going door to door, man came out in his bathrobe. He saw what I had and he goes, I know everything. Remember? We called all the devotees, like, get over here. This guy knows everything. Just ask him. And he goes, no, not like that. But Krishna really does know everyone. And Anandamaya, he wants to see everyone. He wants to be together with everyone. He wants the festival to expand. He loves every one of his parts and parcels. And because he's the supreme enjoyer, his enjoyment is seeing those that he loves and knows eternally coming closer to him. And therefore Sankirtan, the Sankirtan movement is an eternal occupation. And the purpose of the universe, of course, for those who want to remain asleep, Krishna gives the option just so they can eventually figure out that this is not a viable option for the soul. In fact, we never even get to touch this world. We're not part of it. Asango hyayam purushaha, so Vedas say, you're not even getting in a sangha here. You just think you are. It's a dreamlike situation. So wake up, come back to the nectar of your association with Krishna. And therefore the real purpose of the universe that Krishna creates through his Srishti Leela, again and again, giving an opportunity. With every breath, please take it. Please take it. Please take it. And then try again. Take it again. Souls come out. So gunamayer bhaver bhuta sukshmendriyatmabhi nirmiteshu nirvishto bhunte bhutishu tadgunan. They come out again, and Krishna mercifully giving them free will reminds them, you wanted to go to Home Depot and buy some nails and hammer them in a board somewhere. And they're like, okay. And it's not until, because Krishna's equal to everyone, samoham sarvabhuteshu, he lets everyone execute their free will. That a Vaidya, Lord Chaitanya said, devotee Vaidya. The Vaishnava is a doctor. Doctors. Got a little black bag. Doctors used to make home calls. And Lord Chaitanya said, what does he have in that little bag, the little black bag? The doctor, the Vaishnava doctor, has hymns and instructions. Two things. To cure the disease of Maya. And it requires this personal touch. Somebody's going to knock on the door. Otherwise, what are they going to do? I'll give you one guess what they're going to do. Starts with an S, ends with two L's. Everyone's scrolling. Used to be watching television, but now it's just scrolling. Nobody's doing anything but scrolling. That's why people can't pass a budget. That's why people can't get along. They're too busy scrolling. So until we knock on the door and say, Hare Krishna. And here, please be our friend. Radha Krishna bolo, Sange Cholo, matra bhikha chai. We're beggars, and our bhikha is only asking people, why don't you just come and chant Hare Krishna with us? Because you can't have any more fun than we're having in the Krishna conscious movement. It's impossible, because this is the spiritual world. And it's just flat out fun. To be with devotees, to chant Hare Krishna, to read Bhagavad Gita. This is the real life. Everything else is a wannabe life. And it just isn't working. So Krishna again and again gives opportunity. And his touch is very personal. It's one point I'd like to make today, is that everything's personal. And I'm charmed, frankly charmed, when I read in the second canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Hare Krishna, means that Krishna shook Brahma's hand and he said, Badram te, good luck, Brahma. See, that feels good. Everyone wants to do that. If we go on Sankirtan, if you're busy traffic, road with busy traffic, and you see somebody on the other side of the street and you go like this, they'll cross traffic, risking life and limb of being run over just to do this. Because everyone's missing that. They don't have the personal touch. They want somebody to reach out to them and say, oh, please, touch my soul, touch my heart. And you can't get it in the material world because everyone's busy with themselves, being frustrated again and again. And the love that's professed here, maybe there's a glimmer, but we can't hold it. People are looking for that deep, loving exchange with Suhrit, their old friend Krishna. So when Krishna starts the sampradaya, he puts his goodwill into it. He speaks to Brahma. He shakes Brahma's hand. He tells him good luck with making this creation and also passing down the knowledge so that people can take it. And it's an unbroken line of disciplic succession. There are detours, but it's an eternal message that comes down, and Srila Vyasadeva helps to put it into order so that we can take advantage of it and distribute it to others. And so we have a lifetime or many lifetimes of service, or eternal. It's an eternal service. To enter into that, we've been given the opportunity by Srila Prabhupada, who imbibed a mood from the great acharyas. Devotees are paradugaduki. They suffer for only one reason, and that's to see the suffering of other people. They don't care for themselves. They just take the mood and method of Krishna, prachodayat, to give enthusiasm to the soul to please come back to the kirtan, please come back to the spiritual world. And what's the process? For those here in this world, it's to become aware that there is a source of perfect knowledge. And when we've become exhausted after many lifetimes, we can come to that knowledge with an open heart. Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Krishna is everything. And when we surrender our intellect, especially, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, in response to Arjuna, who asked him, what does it feel like? What does a person look like when they've come to this point of being fixed in devotional service? And he says, Dukeshvanu vignamanaha, sukeshu vigataspriha, vitaraga bayakroda, stita dir muni uchate. He's once said to be a stita di muni. Lots of munis in the world, that's what everyone wants to be, is a muni, which means they have a different angle. They have a shortcut that nobody else has. That's why there's so many YouTube channels. And everyone's got a different opinion. It's like, eat corn, don't eat corn. Whatever idea somebody has, somebody's got a counter idea, and it never stops. It's going on eternally. But the Stiti Dir Muni says, enough's enough. I'm going to follow one person, and that's Krishna. And such a person categorically then works with the world as a place for service. Nothing else. No other idea. No need to speculate. Just take it straightforwardly as Krishna gives it in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Find the disciplic succession where it's being presented as it is. And then take it. And then, he says, Dukeshu anuvigna manaha. Then the so-called distress of the world, it's no longer an obstacle. Sukeshu vigata, neither is happiness, because that could be just as big an obstacle. Then vitaraga bhayakroda means then one's freed from the three psychological barriers to being happy. One is attachment to matter, subtle or gross. Second is fear of God trying to cheat us, or that we are somehow or other never going to find peace because the universe is chaos. And thirdly, anger, krodha, which means that one becomes so disturbed by the different opinions and frankly gets influenced by people who don't have faith in their heart in Krishna and who haven't directly experienced Krishna's mercy. They become angry at everybody, and especially people who have a set understanding of where real knowledge comes from Krishna. So one who has come to Krishna consciousness, all of you, have been given the highest service, which is to become doctors. Now I'm going to save a lot of you a lot of time and effort. If you want to be a doctor, you can just sign up now and tell everyone you're a doctor. That's fine. Just tell them you're a spiritual doctor. And when one of my godbrothers went to Prabhupada, he wanted to become a doctor, and Prabhupada said, yeah, just work with my books. Be a spiritual doctor. And that's what he did for the rest of his life. Doctors are great. I see a few doctors in here, and we really appreciate. But the main point is to be a spiritual doctor like Murari Gupta and to tend to people's souls. So we all have that, and that's our mission. And we also have the luxury of surrendering to Krishna. It's too complicated. Don't try to be a Muni. You don't have to. Be a Stitadi Muni. Just take what Krishna says and say, I'll apply that. Not in an obnoxious way, not in a condescending way, not in a way that you think you're better than other people. No, just find out that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that he's given very clear advice. And I'll just finish by saying that the advice is simple. It's not complex. What did he say? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mami vaishyas yuktvaivam atmanam parayana. A couple little things. Ready? Yes. Just think of me. So just do that. Just think of Krishna and figure out a way to always remember Krishna and never forget him. And then bow down to him because it feels right when you bow down. That's why it feels so good when you bow down. Somebody once said, because normally we lead with our head, but when you bow down, it's the only time your heart's above your head. And bow down and become my devotee. And that's really nice because Krishna is so kind to his devotees, and he's really easy to serve because he just accepts the service attitude. No matter what facilities you have, he can accept anything. So think of Krishna, that's one. Become Krishna's devotee, bow down. Anything else? And worship. Worship feels good. Everyone's doing it anyway. You just worship a cricket player or a musician or... Anyway, I won't mention any names because it might stir things up. But if you just admit, Jiv Krishna Das e Bishwas, Korlito Ardukonai, what's your main thing? Krishna. Who do you think about? Just Krishna. Who do you bow down to? Krishna. Who do you worship? Krishna. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, thanks for mentioning Kanka, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Nobody's better than the Thakur. Or as one of my friends says, nobody tops the Thakur. If you just do that, and then try to give it to others as much as possible, keep it really simple, then your life will be sublime. And even if it's not, you're doing the right thing. because there's so many wrong things to do. When you do the right thing, it feels good, even if you don't have a taste for it. At least you go like, I'm the worst person at this on the planet, probably. I chant worse than anybody else. My service is full of flaws. I'm actually a horrible person, but I got one thing right. Manmana bhavamad bhakta opanyachi, just think of Krishna. So the people of Silicon Valley and Boise, Idaho, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Georgia. I said Atlanta, right? Atlanta, it's here for Atlanta. One of my favorite places. London, and go blue. Michigan, go green. Michigan, all the Michiganders, all the Vermontanians, the Hoosiers, New York, Canada. Oh, Canada. My native land. All these places are open for business. It's wide open. Nobody's doing much. So we would like to seriously flood the world together. Work together. Share resources. Share enthusiasm. And let's really change the world. They're waiting for it out there. They can't do anything anymore because of Kali Yuga. So please take the simple path very seriously. Chanting Hare Krishna, you can't beat it. There's nothing else. Nirnitam, it's already been vetted. If Shukadeva Goswami says it, please take it. Not something else. Just take Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. And Srimad Bhagavatam. If you don't do anything else except for take a little kitri, some lime, a little mango pickle, if you're lucky, a papadum. You don't need that. If you have Hare Krishna and you have Srimad Bhagavatam, that's all you care about. I'm going to think about Krishna. I'm going to read Srimad Bhagavatam, chant Hare Krishna, and then give it to other people. Then all you need is a little kitri and a nice little bowl. Get a marble bowl. Those are clean. Marble bowl, little kitri, little lemon. Grow yourself a lime plant in your backyard. Have a little lime, kitri. And then be happy. Jivanti san mukharitam bhavadiya vartam. Remember the sadhu who came here? What was his name? Bhakti Vaishnava Maharaj. Sadhu comes, your life is changed. He came here, gave a talk, our lives are changed, right? Great soul. And he said, all you got to do is one thing. Stay alive somehow or other so you can hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's our business, simple. Don't do anything else. And be happy. And tolerate everything else because it's all over really soon anyway. And you never know what's going to happen. Just stay absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That's the way we worship. Srila Vyasadeva is to be daring and active, Prabhupada writes in that purport, the verse that I quoted from, Dukeshu Vignamanaha. Be daring and active, so you got permission to be courageous. Okay? All right, go get them. So let's do that. Let's work together. Somehow Krishna put us all together on this planet at the same time. Look around, this is who you get. Great souls brought in from many different universes, times and places. How did we all land in one place at the same time? And how are we together, a family within a family? We've got the big family of ISKCON. We've got the big family of Vaishnavism. We love them all. And then we've got the ISKCON family, and then we've got the Vermont family and the ISV family. But there's families within families. That's what jivas do, because we're achinta beda bed. We want to be one, even though it's really hard. So that's achinta beda bed tattva. It's the truth of being a Goshti and Undine. It's very austere. But it's not really when we just depend on the word of the disciplic succession coming down from Srila Vyasadeva through the divine representatives. Take that simple way, do it, and then give it to as many people as possible, and you will never run out of service, never run out of opportunities to be happy. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev. If you so desire, please bless all the spiritual doctors who are in attendance today, those who are listening online, those who forgot to come today, who slept through it and missed it. They may always be empowered to take the worship of your lordships as their mainstay in life. Forget all the other stupid stuff that's going on in the world and ways in which we've been tricked 1 billion times before. Don't take it. And please let us work together to spread Krishna consciousness and take the essence of life, which is hearing and chanting about Krishna. And a little kitri. Hare Krishna. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part. Please unmute and say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna! Gaur Premanande Haribol.